If you've been watching closely, you've noticed theater groups in two places. One is the Chattanooga Little Theater, a place where you'd expect to see plays performed. The other place, not so expected, is prison. This is the Walker Correctional Institution, a state prison in Rock Springs, Georgia. These are not your ordinary amateur actors. They're in prison for such crimes as murder, kidnapping, armed robbery, and drug charges.
Every attitude needs to be stronger. When you listen with energy, listen with attitude. No, you know, I've been in theater for over 30 years. When you listen. And when they asked me to come down and work with the prisoners on a play, I realized I thought I had done everything you could do in a theater or with theater, but I had never worked with prisoners.
Al Gresham is the director of the Chattanooga Little Theater, and he also goes to Walker Prison once a week for free to teach the prisoners the art of acting. Walker is what's called a close security prison, only one step down from maximum security, the toughest type of prison in the state. Normally, in a place like this, recreation has leaned a lot more towards sports than Shakespeare or Neil Simon. Until a little more than a year ago, Al Gresham had never even been to a prison. But then something at his community theater changed.
Well, one of our actors here at the theater went to prison. And he was a very good friend of mine, and a very unfortunate crime. And so I went to visit him.
During his visits, Al got to know many of the other prisoners.
I had no idea what prison was like. I'd never been in any jail. I'd never been arrested. Never even had a DUI ticket or nothing like that. I was terrified. I said, my God, what are they doing to me? I don't belong here, you know. And it took me a while to accept it.
Al began to help the prison with the drama group. They're in rehearsal now for a play they'll put on for the rest of the inmates. It's a satire of a group something like the Ku Klux Klan called the Knights of the White Magnolia. Meet Olin, Skip, Roof, LD, Red, and the Colonel, all members of the Knights. Also in the play is Ramsey Eyes, who works in the place where the Knights meet, and Lonnie Roy, the prospective new member.
Be careful playing in this position. Remember, the audience is out there. You've got to play in this position so you can be seen.
You get involved with the other men. You all come out, work together. You work towards a goal. And that's something very few of us have ever done. The majority of the people in prison, they've never had a goal to work towards in life. And coming out here and everybody working together as a team and a unit to get a play together, it's just an experience that I've never had before.
Quit dilly-dallying around and get the job done.
Right, now Colonel, you've got to stop them. If you ease in, nobody's going to pay any attention to you. The Colonel's got to be louder and stronger, more angry. These men are human beings. Come on, let's get on with the same feelings, emotions as anyone else. And it's a way to get away from things that are bothering you, that are on your mind, that oppress you, and to do something else, to enter another world.
It gives you a chance to look at your attitudes and to look at what you can be. I think you can be anything you want to, and you are on stage.
Being in a play helps me get rid of some frustrations that I have. On the other hand, it also helps me express a gentleness that I haven't shown to people in a long time.
Gentleness, frustration, fear, and anger. These men are able to show all kinds of emotion on stage.
It's only one. If you don't want to be a member of this damn brotherhood, why don't you just say so?
I didn't say that. All I said was... What's that?
Al has found some good actors inside the walls of this prison.
Very, very good actors. In fact, one thing we were working on, there was one actor who never acted before in his life and was doing an absolutely beautiful job. He couldn't do anything unreal. He was very convincing. And I said to him, I can't believe that you've never acted before. He says, oh, I've been doing this all my life. This is what you do when you rob a bank.
But this is no ordinary group putting on plays in prison. Last year, all the prisons in Georgia that have theater groups met for a competition, and these actors from Walker won. The play they did was Of Mice and Men. The competition was staged at a women's prison in central Georgia.
Well, at the beginning, the audience was a little rowdy. They would, hey, look at that dude, and talk back to the actors. But the men worked very well. They were doing a very good job. And after a few minutes, they started to calm down. A little later in the show, there were some tears in the audience. And before the play ended, they were really wrapped up in it. And at the end of the play, they stood up spontaneously and gave them a standing ovation.
It started as simply alternative recreation, something for men with time on their hands to do, but it's led to awards and changes in the men themselves.
I can lose myself. I can escape from this society here and go into become a different individual, become another character.